hi, welcome back to the Good Noise Podcast. My name is Glory, and today I'm here with
Declan Moloney.
And Noah Aguiar, and we're from the band Bicycling.
Wonderful. And today we're going to be chatting about their upcoming album, Long in the Tooth. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you guys feel about the response to the announcement so far?
Um, Pretty good so far. I mean, we're very I don't know, we're in kind of a low-key position right now, doing a lot of the things by ourselves. We got some people helping us, so it's been pretty cool to kind of do it from I don't know, from the ground up rather than handing it over to somebody and having them do all the work. I mean, it's kind of going back to what we used to do. So it's been pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to have a lot of help on our last couple records. So doing everything ourselves this time, well, as at least on like the release side and PR and all that has been yeah, it's been a new experience, but it's been fun.
Hell yeah. And I'm sure does it feel more rewarding or does it feel kind of the same amount of payoff for you guys?
Mm, in terms of like most of the stuff that we did with other labels was mainly just for distribution. So
Mm-hmm.
this side of things where we're doing all of our distribution is kind of like harkening back to our first EP where we were
Yeah.
kind of new to everything and being like, what the hell do we do? Like, where do we
Yeah.
go to? So it's been a bit of a scramble at the beginning trying to like figure everything out, but it's been rewarding that we're just kind of having pieces fall into place.
That's wonderful. Well, as I mentioned before we started recording, before the interview started, I got to check out the album and I thought it was wonderful. You guys absolutely crushed it. Bien.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you
Hell
so
yeah.
much.
Of course. So, is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Declan, you want to take the title?
Yeah, so long in the tooth obviously means like I say obviously it's a saying that means you're getting older,
Hmm.
you're getting more tired, more worn down, um, and so this record for us I think kind of is that for us where we've been doing. I mean we've been a band for 10 years. It'll be 10 years in January, so just been doing this a really long time, and we felt like this record was sort of like the culmination of 10 years of us like developing emotionally and musically together.
Hmm.
And so, long 10 years is a long time to be doing anything, so we felt like it matched up. And then with the cover art, it's an old, rotten, busted down tree hanging out in the middle of the woods, but it's like it's still there, right? It's
Mm.
not gone. You can just people still walking by it. It's taking on some new form. Maybe some bugs live there. Who knows? But it's that idea that you can do something for a really long time, be really exhausted and worn down, but life keeps taking on new meanings. Things keep going whether you like it or not.
Hell yeah, that's wonderful. So, does that kind of that message encapsulate kind of the concept of the record, or is that something that came at what point in the process did that come to fruition? I guess.
Declan, correct me if I'm wrong, but we actually had that name for a while, like before the album was a thing. I think we were possibly going to name our EP Balder before this, Long in the Tooth, and then it didn't end up going the way. I mean, successfully didn't end up going the way we wanted, and now we have it for this record. But
Mm-hmm.
it kind of had been something that had been sticking with the two of us. As Declan and I have been original members of the band since we started. So a lot has happened, a lot has changed, a lot is different. And so we felt that with the concept of the record being a lot of almost like a time capsule of the moment that we kind of felt like that. I mean, we're both almost 30, so it's been getting closer and closer to the reality of like, okay, like we are actually getting older, not just, uh the 20-year-old saying that they're getting older. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, no, now we're approaching the 30s, and the record has a lot to do with like church trauma. It has a lot to do with religious trauma, idol worship, and having that crumble to pieces. And I think with a lot of records in general that we enjoy, it really is like I said before, a time capsule of that moment for those people, like the reality that they're there. And I think the picture of the album really just encapsulates that. Like, you go into the woods, you take a picture. This tree has been here for however long. It's been, like Declan said, it's rotten, it's beaten down,
Mm-hmm.
but in total, that captures something new and something old at the same time, and kind of freeze frames it for you to engage with the whole story. So I hope that answers the question.
It does. It does. So it seems like the record covers, I mean, various topics. It's not necessarily just the one of, hey, we're getting older, life is changing, but we're still ourselves. This is just a time capsule, I guess, is what the record is seen as now.
Yeah, especially the two singles, Longsword and Ordinary Hell, they both kind of hold on to this very specific time in life, but
Mm-hmm.
it also, I don't know, it's like multifaceted to that time in our lives when we write. Because like
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows, you write a record, and when you actually put the record out, our years expanded. So
Yes.
things have changed for us since then, but I still think a lot of these themes hold like really true and close to us,
Mm-hmm.
especially.
Okay, so is it typically the opposite for you guys when you release an album or an EP, anything really? Is it something that kind of as it ages you lose that connection to it because it has been years have grown in between, or do you typically always have that connection to it? That
Mhm.
you resonate with it, I guess.
That's a great question.
Yeah, I feel like we definitely you always continue to connect with your music, even if you go back and listen to a song you recorded.
Hmm.
I mean, like Noah said, we're almost 30. We recorded some songs when we were like 20, 21, right? And obviously, life's a whole lot different, but you still are the person you were when you were that young, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are still, like, that person is still with you. Those experiences still shaped you. And so, like, there is, like, you go back and listen to our old songs, or when we're playing our old songs live, it's like, no, that is real. That is still real. That is still resonates with us today, even if it was so long ago, even if it was a time capsule from 10 years ago, it's
Mm-hmm.
still like, it's still there. It's still real.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. It's still you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think it also, I mean, it's good to like cringe at your old music too. It's like good to cringe at stuff, and
Yeah.
like I am completely vocal all the time about the songs that I absolutely hate, which I won't disparage anybody who enjoys them, but
Yeah.
like I sit there and go, holy shit, like why why did
How
I
did this
write
make
that?
it up? Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's almost like this would be perfect if we just got rid of all of these things. But
Mm.
it's definitely been it's been eye-opening to see the progression. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it's important for you to be uncomfortable
Mm-hmm.
to some degree with your old things, to be not that anything is like particularly bad, but just to look at it and say, wow, I was in a totally different state of mind. I had a totally different outlook on life. I didn't understand things as much as I thought I did. Whereas,
Mm-hmm.
like Declan said, a lot of songs still hold very, very like high significance for us. And I think those are just a transcendent type of song that will always stick with us. But some
Mm-hmm.
of them, yeah, I wish that they would just quietly disappear into the night.
Forever, yeah.
But I feel like this record in particular, I mean, this might just be for me, that all of the songs seem to have more of that weight behind them, because as you know, you're getting older, you really are who you're going to be for the rest of your life.
Hmm.
And I think I think this record, and hopefully future music to come, will continue to stick with us in that way and be a little bit more relevant.
Absolutely. And also, just to touch on your discomfort with your older music, I mean, if you aren't feeling uncomfortable or if you aren't feeling like a little bit of cringe with your older stuff, that just means there hasn't been as much growth to kind of
Absolutely.
see the two differences. So that's a great thing. Growth is really all you can ask for in a person. That shit rocks. Yeah.
I completely agree. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. So, are you guys able to tell me a little bit about your writing process for this record?
Uh, I feel I don't want to talk a lot, so I'm like kind of
What?
trying to bounce off the Declan. So Declan, your turn.
Our writing process is super all over the place. There's never like one way a song comes together. Um, like Noah is our lead singer, so Noah's the one writing all of our lyrics, but oftentimes, like, rarely will a song be like lyrics first. Usually it's a riff, or it's a series of chords, or a tuning that somebody found by accident and really liked. Um, it's like it never really comes from one place, but it is always a collaborative process, right? There's never one person in the band that's like, I wrote the song, here it is, learn your parts. It's always, we start with one thing and slowly build on it and put it all together, but the place it starts from is rarely the same, rarely the same twice.
Okay, I'm curious because you use the word slowly building on a track. So, when did the process for the album start? And then when did you guys wrap it up? Was this like a year, couple years? Or is this just something that came quickly?
It feels like forever, but I think in reality it was like 3 years.
Three years.
Yeah.
Hot damn. So did you guys start the record knowing that you wanted to create a record, or was it just kind of like a collection of tracks that slowly formed into a full project?
Yeah, I mean, we knew after we finished our last EP that we were gonna keep going. We are gonna make something. We didn't know exactly what that was gonna be. We didn't know like what we'd have time for. You know, like Noah and I and all the members of our band have, you know, we have real jobs. You know, Bicycling's not paying the bills, right? Like we gotta.
Not yet. Hey.
But yeah. So like, it all comes down to like, can we all get together to get to the studio? How long can we get there for? What are we going to be able to afford as a band? You know, all of these things, sort of the logistics of being in a band, I think are mostly what determines what type of release we're able to do or what type of release we want to do, right? So for this one, it was a lot of like, you know, there was after our last EP came out, there was a rather large transitional time in Noah and I's life where we couldn't get to the studio quickly again to do something else. But, you know, we still had our weekly band practices. We were still writing. We were still working on stuff. And so by the time we started having the conversations of like, okay, things have settled down, you know, we've got however much we have, what do we want to do? And as soon as we were having those conversations, we realized that, no, we have enough songs. We are passionate enough about this. We want to do a true full-length record.
Yeah, do the thing. The damn thing. Hell yeah.
To add on, it's kind of like backtracking to the songwriting process. I have affectionately taken on the role of being this sort of mad scientist hermit that goes away, and then I'll write like 10 things, and then I'll just walk into the band practice. Oh, Mau, sweet. Um, hell yeah.
Awesome cat.
Oh, also, if you hear my dogs freaking out in the background, I'm so sorry. They're losing their mind at somebody walking across the street at the moment.
No, it's all good. Bring them in if you want, man. This podcast is so pet friendly.
maybe if there's a break, I'll bring one of them down and we'll do a little show and tell. But yeah, like and Declan can attest to it. A lot of times, like I'll be writing things or have lyrics or have a riff or have something. I'll show up to band practice and be like, "Here you go," and I hear something that I think could work. And then these wonderful team members of mine, you know, Declan always taking lead on things, and you know, Dylan and Gil and now Josh, like they like are able to like look at things and say, holy fuck, what are you trying to get to here? Like, what's the point? And I'll be like, no, this is how it is. And then like I'll mess with it for a while and then say, forget it, I'll come back later. And it kind of becomes this sort of like throwing it at them, and then sometimes it just clicks and we're all on the same page and we're like, this is a great song, let's keep going, and like the collaboration just happens. And then other times, you know, I have a riff that I've been trying to put into a song for 10 years and I love it so much and I just want it to work.
Yeah.
So I continue to like throw it into random things. It didn't happen on this record, that's totally fine.
Next one, man.
next one. It's kind of my Moby, like it's like Moby Dick. It's kind of my white whale situation where it's like maybe one day I'll capture this. But I feel like that's the cool part about the way that we work as a band and has worked for so long, is that it's almost like translating each other. And where one person might not understand where something works, the other person will say, no, here's how to do it. And we kind of have this really awesome like explanation wheel that happens where someone translates to someone to translate to someone, and then once we all get to that main point, then it happens. And for a lot of the songs on Long in the Tooth, I had started working on them when Balder was being recorded. And so some of them were just ideas, they're notes app, they're like voice memos of just like riffs and stuff. And I think that that's kind of how it happens, is that we all get, you know, writing fatigue and we sit down for a while. And like Declan said, we take a big long break and think about it for a while. And then when we finally come back to it, it's like, well, I have this library of bullshit and nonsense. Do you guys want to go through it with me and see how we feel about it? And so, and you know, it's a beautiful process where I don't think we've truly ever argued as a band. I feel like we've had discussions and been serious and honest with each other about things that should matter, but when it comes to writing, we're never like, no, forget you, like that riff sucks, you're awful, why are we putting that in there? And I think it's just a testament to how our process works. I think it's really, really cool.
That's great to hear. Hell yeah. So, what song off the album took the longest to write, and which one is each of your own personal favorite?
Hmm. Ooh. Gloria, these are such good questions.
Thank you so much.
I mean, you're a professional, so I mean, there's that,
I
but
try. I dabble. I dabble.
yeah, just a little thing here and there, a
It's
couple
nothing
questions.
crazy. Nothing crazy.
um, dang. I think I'll just.
To be honest,
What'd you say?
I have to look at the track list. To be
Oh,
honest.
no shame in that. No shame.
Yeah. I mean, briefly, we also named all of the other songs working titles for so long, and it's not until like, the final hour where we're like, let's name the songs. So
Yeah.
for a lot of us, the songs have a completely different name in our heads than what they
You gotta
actually are.
translate it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But I think even in the grave is my favorite off the record. I think it's raw. It comes from a place of frustration, especially sort of that like religious trauma based of like just this mundanity of back and forth, and just kind of the imagery that I put in it is that you're rolling down a hill in a car without any brakes, and it's just kind of this acceptance, like I can't see, I can't move, I can't turn, I'm just gonna crash. And I feel like that just feels the most like where I was slash where I am
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of things in life, especially with the climate of today and just how completely insane things are.
Yeah.
I think a lot of this record subconsciously speaks to that, although it's not as poignant because times were different when we wrote the record.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it was kind of that subconscious undercurrent of what's been going on. Um, and I think Bearer of the Curse, because I'm a big fan of Dark Souls 2, and I think that was a long time coming song. We've had that one for years, and then it
Oh,
finally made its way.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely the song we've been working on the longest.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, that one predates. It predates Balder by like a lot. Actually.
Damn.
Honestly, I would say This Time and Place is when that song was
Yeah,
kind of
that's when
formed.
we started messing with it. Yeah.
Goddamn. Declan, do you have a favorite?
Yeah, my favorite track is definitely Ordinary Hell. I think, with sort of the religious trauma aspect thing Noah's been talking about a little bit, that definitely, um, there's a release in that song. I think that is very, very comforting for me.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. I fuck with it. All right. And how did the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener to be the opener, closer to be the closer? Did you shuffle around to see what fits? What was that process like?
A lot of shuffling around.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely just had like an amorphous blob of 10 songs,
Mm-hmm.
except for the All Is Not Lost and Even in the Grave. We knew that those two were going to be connected but other than that, it was just an amorphous blob of songs for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, we just sat down and listened to them all a couple times and sort of shuffled them around and figured out what we thought worked the best. Um, but yeah, it's definitely was never like pre-planned or anything like that. It was kind of just here are all the songs we want. Okay, now what the fuck do we do with them? Kind of a situation.
Gotcha. So it was purely based on like vibes and just the ebb and flow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Hell yeah. All right. And would you guys be able to tell me where your headspace is at while you're creating the record?
Oof. Um,
When we're talking about creating the record, are we talking about like when we're at our practice space, like writing and working on songs, or like in the studio putting it together?
It's usually kind of just like a free form, whichever one comes to your brain first. It's truly like up to you, whichever one you prefer. I'm not picky.
Okay. Yeah, because I think like when it comes to being in the studio is when we're the most like laser focused
Mm-hmm.
on the songs and putting them together because all of the songs on the record did not sound like that when like the week before we got to the studio
Yeah.
working with Gary Sioni at Sound Acres. is a great process. Has a wealth of knowledge about the industry and song making and songwriting and everything. So it's a lot of like, okay, Gary, here's the songs, and then he says, okay, well, these songs are sick, but they all have parts that suck. And so
All
there's
right.
like a lot of like, yeah, I mean, going to the studio is a humbling experience, right? Because it's like you have this thing you've been working on for so long, and then you get there, and some guy is like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah.
This interlude is a half an hour long for no reason, or this chorus is sick. Why do you only sing it one time? You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that, that like we maybe don't aren't thinking about. And so it becomes this sort of like taking the songs that we've been working on so long and love so much and like smashing them to pieces and trying to rebuild them again,
Mm-hmm.
to make them into something that makes more sense for like an audience,
Mm-hmm.
um, which can be really hard. It's really taxing. And Noah says we've never really fought, and while that is mostly true, there's definitely been wrought moments in the studio trying to figure out what these songs are gonna look like, because you also don't have a lot of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when
For
you're in the
sure.
practice space, you can just jam on a song for an hour if you want, but it's like when every hour costs you however much it costs, right? You have to. There's this pressure that you have to get it done. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's like that process for me has always been really the most rewarding part of the band, is like actually like the mechanical part of like putting the songs together rather than the more like amorphous jamming on things we don't know how it's gonna turn out in the end. Um, so yeah, it's definitely challenging, but definitely super rewarding to go through that.
Hell yeah.
And to clarify, the studio versus writing the songs are very different. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't fight during the writing of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
It's when we get to the studio and there's like,
Yeah.
two roads diverge in a wood, and we're like, this could be really sick or this could be really sick, and then we're butting heads on what works,
Mm-hmm.
which I totally agree. But I would say the good news with like Gary being such a great like mentor as well as a friend. I think that we've been there since he started his home studio.
Mm-hmm.
We were one of the first bands to do a full length project with him. So we've kind of grown with him in a lot of ways, and kind of like how the space works and how we have a process of, forming the records together and learning his process and our process. And I think as time has moved on, we have and he has, we've kind of like understood each other more, and it's become less of like a, hey, I think this is a better idea, you guys, and we
Mm-hmm.
kind of follow along with it, to sort of, hey, here's our idea, here's your idea, how are we going to put this together? Or
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you might say, you know what, you're absolutely right, I think that's way better, let's go with that. And
Good.
so I think our songs have I mean, yeah, we've grown. I think it's a really cool thing that we've grown to this experience that we've had, and it's exciting to see that like the studio process, however, like Declan said, however taxing, however brutal, however awful sometimes it is to sit there and like question. And Gary does this thing that eats me alive every time, where he takes like 150 vocal takes and I am absolutely dead. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't say a word, he just presses the space bar and then turns around to everybody in the room, and I like don't know if I did a good job or not. And that's just me, that's just my own like ego, and that's just like my own insecurity. But I sit there and I'm like, oh, guess I gotta do this 10 more times.
Guess
And
we're not done.
but what no, I guess I'm not done. But like through that process, he like comps a lot of the like vocal pieces that were the best and gets the best take out of you and gets the most out of you. So
Mm-hmm.
it really is like being squeezed out like a towel and getting the absolute finest possible thing that you can put out as a
Yeah.
creative, as an artist. And I think that that's so rewarding. It is draining, but it is so rewarding to be able to get up and it's like, 9 a.m., we got our cup of coffee and we're going to go to 10 p.m. and see what happens. And I think that's been really cool.
Hell yeah, wonderful. And how do you guys recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should they do it in the car with friends, dark with headphones on? Should they work out to it? What do you guys personally recommend?
I don't care. I I really don't. So like I mean, for lack of a better way to say it, like whatever puts you in the space that you enjoy music the most. The one of the biggest, most important things for us as a band is that everyone's experience is different for a reason, and it doesn't matter what we write the songs about or what they're supposed to be, quote unquote. It's if someone can come up to us or have a moment where the song did something for them in some way, shape, or form, that's key.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our first producers a long time ago told us very affectionately to Declan and I, no one gives a fuck about your band. And we have lived by that. And I think it's so cool, and it's become so rewarding when we're a part of someone's journey and they come up
Mm-hmm.
to us and say, hey, I really like this song because, and then insert this absolute insane story that we never would have thought connected with them. Like, that matters more to us. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's why we still make art. It's because that's what we want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Not, wow, we loved this part of your song, or the guitar tone was great,
Mm-hmm.
or your lyrics are so cool, Noah. Oh my God. I I'm just being annoying. But like I would rather someone say that I was at a really difficult point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I heard what you were going through, and so that translated to me, and I feel at peace. I feel comfort. I feel this song got me through this mattered to me because I really thought that your emotion on this is exactly how I was feeling. Like, that is all we could ask for
Mm-hmm.
as a band. And so that's the way we've always lived. We don't do this for money. We don't do this for self-proclivity. We do it simply for the sake of people being able to listen to enjoy it. So if you're at the gym and you're ripping weights, like, sick. If you're with all your friends in the car, awesome. Just like, as long as you don't support music platforms that support genocide and like all that
Yeah,
other
yeah.
stuff,
Mm-hmm.
buy a physical. We got CDs coming out. So that's currently what I'm doing right now, is trying to like figure out all of our shit with streaming and how fucked up everything is. But
Mm.
that's been a big obnoxious thing that we've had to start doing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So much shit is just intertwined that you never would have thought was
No,
included in just a bucket of bullshit. It's crazy.
it's
It's
so
crazy.
true. Declan and I were having this conversation. We were walking to a Walgreens before a show to grab. I was supposed to grab a drink, and we were just walking and talking. And I was like, "Dude, I feel like you can't even like pick up a napkin somewhere
Mm-hmm.
without being like, who does this fall into? Like, can I
Yeah.
wipe my mouth with this napkin or not?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
it's insane. It's insane how much everything's intertwined, like you said, Glory.
It's insane. Yeah. Declan, do you have any preference on first impressions, first listens for this record, or are you kind of the same?
I'm annoying. I like to. I have a very nice pair of like studio monitors in
Yep.
my office, and I listen to anytime I'm listening to a record for the first time. I make sure it's downloaded on my computer, and I'm listening to good speakers. But that's
Lossless, baby. Lossless.
baby, title or nothing. No, like Noah said, I think like whenever you're listening to music for the first time, you should listen to it however you normally listen to music, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you usually listen to it in the car, then you should do that. If you usually listen to it on a certain set of headphones, you should use those certain headphones. I think the idea of like prescribing how people should experience something is sort of like, you know, strange.
Mm-hmm.
You should just do it however you're most comfortable doing it and however you're most used to doing it, because that's
Mm-hmm.
when you're going to get the most out of the experience, right? When
Hmm.
everything else around you is comfortable and familiar, except the thing that you're experiencing for the first time. That's the new thing, and that kind of will help. To me, that helps bring my focus into the thing, right? There's no distractions. I'm not, worried about, oh, is, something working right or whatever. Just cut out all the bullshit and just listen to the fucking song.
Hell yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. And in the same vein as the last question, but quicker, this one should be super, super quick. Off the top of your heads, I want you guys to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. 3 words each, 6 total, no more, no less.
All right, there's a bit answer that we've done for years. Uh, so for the sake of the bit, sick,
Mm-hmm.
good, wow. That was the first time someone said the same question and asked us what we described it as. So sick, good, wow. That's a classic.
Okay.
But I would say,
Wait, someone asked you the 3 word question?
yeah, like, it was genuinely our first interview ever as a band when we first started.
What
Yeah,
the fuck?
college radio station
Uh-huh.
like 9 years ago. They asked us that question.
Oh, they predate me then. Never mind. I was about to say, what the hell? But not. Man, I wasn't even doing shit 10 years ago. That's
No,
crazy.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a better question when you're an adult and not a kid. So when you're a kid, you're like,
I mean,
and we
Sit
each
Good
said a word.
Wow. It's a classic. So.
Sick, good, wow.
That's it,
Wow. No, but truly, this is a genuinely important question.
yeah.
I don't know. To me, the only word that keeps coming into my head is exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You know, I think the record is exhausting, not only in the fact that it took us so long to put it together, but also the the asking to process like trauma in any way is exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
so for me, listening to the record is exhausting. Working on the record was exhausting,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I think it's good to feel exhausted
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I think that there's like a release that can come from just having nothing left in you. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's the only thing that's coming to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the word catharsis, going along the same lines, that like as it is exhausting, it is also a good release.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just physically being able to put a lot of things out there, and um, I mean, there's a lot of other themes in the record besides religious trauma. There's like personal ones for me, personal ones for others. So it's a really good thing to kind of make this a therapy session.
Mm-hmm.
Um, damn, we need one more word. That's crazy.
Well, technically, you need four more words.
Oh no, you're so right.
Yeah, I
Damn.
was gonna. I'm sorry to burst your
Uh,
bubble.
really cool. And no, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Catharsis, I would say, I don't want to use this word, but I guess journey.
Okay.
Like it really is a journey, or that sort of experience. And I'd say layered.
There you go. Hell yeah. Let's rock
I'd
with
say layered. Let's erase journey. That's an
it.
easy
Okay.
word. So catharsis, layered, and I would say honest. Honest
Banger.
is the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now it's your turn, Declan. Good luck.
Yeah. Last two.
Well, you stole honest from me, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I don't give a shit.
Hell yeah.
Uh, exhausted, exhausting, honest, um, and hard.
Hell yeah. Hard as in like, damn, that shit's hard, or hard as
No,
in
hard,
like,
hard
damn, this is
having
hard.
that, but also hard as in like it's hard things to write songs about, and it's a hard
Mm-hmm.
thing to make any sort of art is challenging.
Yeah.
And so I think it's yeah, it was yeah. So I'll go with that. I'll go with challenging. So you
There
Ooh.
you go. All right. So there's no confusion. Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
I don't think
Hell
I
yeah.
need
Yeah.
have to be sincere.
There you go. They're perfect. And is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this album to evoke in your listeners?
I guess it kind of goes previous to what we were saying, like your experience is your experience,
Mm-hmm.
but um, I hope that there is a sort of just like a feeling of understanding that comes with it. Um, I think that one of the beautiful things about music and about art that's shared is that coming in with this idea that you're here to understand and listen to what someone is saying to you, not because it necessarily relates to you, but because this is something that they're trying to share. um, I think is just kind of a reverential thing that a lot of art should be, that in art a lot of things like that should be done, is like someone not asking for it necessarily, but to come in with an idea of understanding, like, okay, I'm going to listen, I'm going to understand as much as I can, and if I don't, then that's what we, leave on the table and let that be for them. I think the tough part is like a lot of people try to break down every facet of a
Mm-hmm.
record and are like, what are they trying to say? Like
Yeah.
calling out all of the Swifties.
Oof.
No shade or hate
I
or
was gonna say,
whatever.
hey, not on my podcast, man.
Yeah, no shade or hate, no shade or hate. But I'm saying, like, you
A
look at
rabbit,
like
bro.
her albums are like next to each other, and then this song next to this song means this thing. Like,
Oh.
I have no time personally to
Yeah.
like even consider doing that, which is an insane amount of PR
Mm-hmm.
and connection to songs and albums.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it is important to listen to with that understanding. Like, holy shit, someone put a lot of time, effort, energy into this to say something.
Yeah.
So come in with an idea, like an openness, an open-mindedness, an understanding of what was hoped to be conveyed.
Hell yeah. Had no idea Taylor Swift was like that in depth on shit.
It's wild.
It's crazy. Even if she
It's
wasn't, I'm
wild.
sure there would still be people who are like, no, this means some shit.
Correct.
But yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Hell yeah. Declan?
Yeah, I would say that uh, I would want this record to ask people to be honest with themselves as well, because it's like
Yeah.
there's a lot, there's a lot of things that can upset a person, and big and small. I think it's really easy to say, oh, that thing didn't affect me that much, or oh, the ye old I'm fine, and this is fine, right? And I think I would want somebody listening to this record to say, actually, maybe I'm not fine, and maybe that's okay, and spend a second trying to figure out all of the various ways you're not fine, and be in those for a moment, not out of any sort of like masochistic self-deprecation, but in a you have to accept the ways that you are fucked up in order to grow at all, right?
Yep.
Damn straight. Hell yeah. And are you guys able to touch on any particularly challenging or standout moments during the creation of the album, positive or negative?
Um, I guess lyrically, I write a majority of the lyrics, and there were plenty of times for me where just things were hitting way too hard. And a lot of the songs, especially about people who you've known and loved and cared for, and divulged a lot of your time and effort into, just wiping it away like nothing ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Soul Honey is a song that is about that, and I think that a lot of the lyrics that have to do with this sort of um, non-reciprocated effort and energy and love really really hit home for me on this record, and I found myself a lot of times like unable to continue. I would just sit and write a couple of lines at a time and then have to disappear, go for a walk. And I feel like a lot of times it like when there are lyrics, they kind of come to me naturally, and I kind of piece them together over time. And then sometimes I'm just like, word vomiting out onto a page, and then I delete and erase and go from there. But I definitely feel like lyrically, this record did a lot to me, and a lot for me, and a lot to me at the same time. I think that the subject matter is as raw as I could make it. Um, and yeah, it was just, I think that was probably the toughest thing. And also finding the right ways to sing or to express emotion, like when talking about them or singing about them, I think was a challenge as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn, I was gonna say when we thought Gary's appendix exploded and we had to get him to the hospital.
Oh!
Yeah, that was sick. That was awesome. Shout out Gary.
Oh!
Yeah. Well, there was a day where we were in the studio, and our producer, the lovely Gary Sione, started having a coughing fit, and we were like, okay, that's weird. And he was like, I need to go. And he got up and he left the studio. And then like a minute later, we walked outside, and he was just like lying on the grass, like, call my wife. I think I need to go to the hospital.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then he was fine, and he came back the next day, and we kept recording.
No, Gloria. It was just as strange as you're experiencing it now. Like we sat down and then he just disappeared,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like, don't know what's going on.
Probably went to the
So
bathroom.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think
So
the doctor said he had like a really intense like gas buildup or something in his abdomen, and they were like, there's literally nothing we can do. You just need to be in the worst pain for like 3 hours, and then you'll be fine. And then he was fine, and then he sent them home.
Thugged it out, man.
We're all standing around the studio. Gary's in the hospital, and we're like, "What do we go home? What do we do?"
Yeah, what's
well,
the game
no,
plan here?
it was so
Do
true
we
because like at one
schedule
point
studio time? Like, what is
Is this
we
comped?
had no idea. Like we were more just like out of respect. Like we thought he was genuinely dying because he was
Yeah.
like, oh my chest, oh my stomach. We were like,
Yeah,
whoa,
heart
like this is
attack,
real.
some shit,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
who the fuck knows? Yeah.
yeah, we were like, okay. And another friend, was it Anthony who was there with us at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of Gary's interns, Anthony, was there, and he was just like, yeah, I don't know, like I'll go give him a call, go see what's up. So it was just like a lot of not knowing. And then the next day he was like, hey guys, sorry about that, are you ready to start at 8? And we're like, sure. But we were like borderline
Are
packing
you?
up, like,
Yeah.
yeah, we were like, hey, and he's like, it's fine. And we're like, okay, sounds good. But yeah, those are very different experiences from the same record. But I
Yeah.
think I think that's the glory of it, is that, no pun intended. I think the absolute wonderful part about it for us is that like it is such a mixed bag all the time, but of like positive, strange, or weird, or funny, or like devastating experiences all wrapped in one, that when we leave the studio, we're very like, we've experienced it all. Like I feel like everything gets left out on the table, and we go home and we have a mixed record in a couple weeks, and then we can finally hear everything.
Damn straight. Hell yeah. And for this question, I want you guys to picture you're on tour. You're at a gas station for a rest stop. You're going in. What is your snack of choice?
Just snack or snack and drink?
People usually include a drink without me even prompting them, so go for it.
Damn. Okay.
And coffee.
Come
What'd
again?
you say?
Goldfish and coffee.
Oh, like the extra cheesy or just the plain and
No,
simple?
straight.
Straight
I don't,
goldfish?
I don't fuck with the extra flavor blasted stuff.
What the fuck?
He's a purist. He's a
I
purist.
don't
It's weird.
I don't like when it gets on my hands. I don't like.
You know
True.
what?
True.
Gross.
I understand that. No, I
I'm
get
in
it.
a car. I can't wash my hands. You know.
Yeah, that's why you like funnel them into your mouth using the bag. You know?
High tech. That's high. That's high tech.
Oh, that's too. Yeah, no, that's fair. It's too many steps.
Too much for me.
Except then there's risk with like it dropping everywhere, getting on your clothes, and then it's yeah.
Flavor just everywhere. Now it's all over the car.
See, now it's all over your clothes, and everyone's like, "What's that orange stuff on?" Now you have a story to tell. I get it. Actually, fuck extra flavorful goldfish.
That's what I'm saying.
I get it.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, I get it.
um, so I usually go for, there are these like Unreal gems, which are like the vegan equivalent of M&Ms. So I'll get those if I can find them. Obviously a coffee. But if I'm feeling extra spicy, I'll also get like a Propel, like a Gatorade Propel water or something, because you got to keep that hydration up. But honestly, if there's a Dunkin' or if there's some kind of like coffee shop that we can go to, we usually do. That's kind of like where we reside. Like we'll get something at a rest stop, but like if there's like insert donut place, coffee place, whatever place nearby, that's usually what we kind of lean to.
Yeah, that's where shit goes down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, you got to go where the people go.
Exactly.
You know?
Come on. Hell yeah. All right. And on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
Wow.
Yeah.
You know the like is the meme of the forever stew? Just like on the campfire and you never like you're just constantly adding shit
Perpetual
to it.
stew.
Like,
Yeah.
perpetual stew.
Mm.
That's what I think we are. We're a perpetual stew. There's no like rhyme or reason really. It's just like
It's just
whatever we have
happening.
to throw in it that day and then
Yeah.
whatever we need to take out of it the next.
And it works.
And
Do you follow the guy on like TikTok, Instagram who has a perpetual stew? He's on like day 158 right now. It's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
No, that's gonna go on the list though. That's insane.
No, he's awesome. And he tastes it every day and he ranks it at like 1 through 10.
Sick.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm still stunned by that. So like he just keeps it going for days and days. Like it's just
Yeah.
on.
He has it in a crock pot. Yeah, it's just constantly.
Does
heated up.
bacteria grow in any way?
No, it
should
can't.
perform?
Because it's constantly boiling, so you're constantly killing. Like nothing.
Oh, it's boiling every time. Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, bacteria can't grow.
Going forever. You never stop
Yeah.
cooking.
Never stop cooking. Never stop ceasing. Must get more flavor. That's crazy.
There you go. That should be the tagline for the band. Never stop cooking. Hell yeah. Do you agree, Noah, with the perpetual stew pitch?
As someone who just found out about this 10 seconds ago, sure, yeah.
What the hell? Sure. All right. Cool. Cool.
Fuck it. Why not?
Hell yeah. And
Perpetual stew.
for the last couple questions, we're actually going to shift away from music if that's okay with you guys.
Sure.
Cool. So we're actually going to go straight to death row. So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Can it be like a mixture of a few things? Is that cool?
Go for it.
Not stew. No perpetual stew.
no
but I'm
perpetual
talking
stew.
like,
All right.
okay. All right. So my friend Andrew, his mom made vegan tamales, and those were probably the best things that I've ever eaten in my entire life. No shade to my grandmother, no shade. But I those would be there. Classic. My wife and I always eat. We call it RBT, rice, beans, and tofu. We usually have like a different mix, so I'll do like a bowl of that Los tamales. The Ben and Jerry's fish food, but
Mm,
like the vegan one,
yeah.
that on the side. I want the apparatus to be able to do a pour over coffee, like to
Mm-hmm.
just make the coffee myself, I think.
Okay.
And that like might just do it. Oh wait, no, I gotta add a sumal. Sumal, it's Portuguese soda.
Yeah.
Gotta add a sumal on there. I think that would be it.
That's it. You ready?
Yeah, I think I could go.
Hell yeah. Perfect.
I'm not super food motivated,
Okay.
so
Okay.
that's always a hard question for me. But I think it would just be rice, chickpeas and onion, and like a baked chicken.
Ooh, some classic. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love it.
just like that's like my go-to. I don't know. I need to eat something or else I will
Hmm.
die.
Yeah.
But I
Yep.
have no motivation to cook or eat anything.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna make. So I think that's what I would do. That's what I would eat before I die.
What's your drink?
Um, an iced green tea.
Sweetened or unsweetened? What are we doing there?
Unsweet.
Unsweetened?
Mhm.
Hell yeah, man of taste.
Glory, what about you? What's your death row meal?
My death row meal is a California burrito with
Ooh.
guacamole, and hibiscus tea.
Solid. Solid.
Thank you. I finally have it like locked and loaded. I've gone through many phases throughout the podcast, but this has been like my baby for the last like year or so. Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Hell yeah. And if you guys could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Middle Earth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Shire. Not even a no hesitation.
I was gonna say both of you going to the Shire.
Yeah,
No question. No question.
Yeah.
yeah.
For 1 week, yeah, absolutely.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah,
All right. Yeah. Hell yeah. And
it's calm, cool, quiet.
come on. And I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person I've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question. What is your favorite color?
Green. Ooh. I like a dark sort of like emerald, like forest green. That's kind
Mm-hmm.
of like where I sit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hell yeah.
I think I gotta say like gray.
Gray? Hell yeah. Yeah, I'll take it. No, I'll take it. That's fine.
For sure.
I've been friends with you for years. I've and I can see all of the gray things, specifically your gray Vans. Declan has the perpetual stew of gray Vans,
Yes.
where he
Oh,
buys the same pair of
this.
Vans over and over and over
Hey, if
again.
it ain't broken, don't fix it.
No, I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm just saying it's
Since I
funny.
was like 12 years old. So like
Hell yeah.
18, like 19. Yeah, since I was like 12, I've been buying the same pair of gray Vans.
God, that's awesome. It's like you're like a movie character. That's awesome. You just
Yeah.
have your set, your fit. Hell yeah. I love it. I love that shit. Well, as I said, that is all the questions I have for you today. Is there anything you guys would like to plug?
Uh, nah, like thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of our journey. It's been awesome being a band. I appreciate everybody that listens and comes to shows, says hi to us, says weird thing to us in our DMs. Like
Oh,
it's cool. Sometimes people send us weird stuff. It's like very, very like consensual. It's not like a
oh,
weird like, oh my god, what did you just send me? It's more so like, here's a meme. I thought of you guys, and I'm like, wow, that's
oh.
fucking crazy. Thank you.
Yeah.
So appreciate all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Glory. It's been like incredible. Appreciate you so much. And I've been keeping it with Good Noise for a while, and how you guys have been like, connected with other bands and everything. You guys do some awesome work. So it's a privilege to be on the other side of things, not just listening, but being in it. So it's awesome.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you following along and doing all that shit and the
Definitely.
support. As I said, it has been a pleasure talking to you guys. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today. This has been Noah and Declan from Bicycle Inn, and I've been Glory from the Good Noise Podcast. Yay!